What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, I sold my favorite car out of the bunch. In fact, today I sold several cars out of my lot of cars. I sold one of the police cars, number 30. I sold my 1994 Chevy Corvette, and those two were sold to Mark Bear in Australia. So go check out his channel. I'm going to put a link to him down below because in, I don't know how long it takes, a couple months or so between now and shipping and it getting there, you're going to see these cars on his channel. So go check him out. And then I sold my favorite car, the one I just said yesterday I was not going to sell. Like I was going to drive it, I wasn't going to sell it. A buddy of mine down in Georgia, Canton, Georgia at Cherokee Auto Group, his name's David, he got a hold of me and he said, "Hey man, how about that Olds Custom Cruiser?" And I said, "No, man, I'm not selling it." And he said, "Come on, Randy, what do you want for it?" And I thought about it and I was like, well, I paid $3,700 from auction for it. I was probably going to end up listing it right back at auction again, which means I probably would have gotten the same $3,700 or, knowing my luck, even less. So I told him, how about like $4,000? And he said, how about 34? And I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, this guy has been great. Like, this guy has been great to work with. In fact, there was a time just recently, he sold a vehicle, a little Mazda truck, I think, like a little Doomsday truck that he bought. He's bought a lot of cars from me, but he bought my little Doomsday truck, and he actually sold it for more than he anticipated selling it for. And the kind of character this guy, he sent me money from his own pocket because he said, "Hey, I actually did better on this than I expected to. Here's some money back." And I was like, what? Nobody has ever done that before. So if you want a car dealership that's got class, a car dealership that's got character and just some really good, honest people, I highly recommend you go check out Cherokee Auto Group in Canton, Georgia. And if you're interested in this wagon, well, that's where it's going to be. So you might want to put it on your, might want to put them on your saved browser tabs, guys. So we're going to pull it into the shop real quick. We're going to see if we can't get the air conditioning fixed, and then we're going to take it on a ride to make sure everything is still good going up and down the road. He said that he was able to pull up some history on that car at other dealerships. That car had not been driven at all since 2018. I was not aware of that myself. He's the one that filled me in on that, sent me some pictures and everything, and I was like, wow, it's been parked since 2018, and it looks like the entire reason the car was parked was because of a $3 fuel filter. Anyway, before we get on with that, I wanted to give a shout out to these guys right here. 3D Pro Series Bug Remover Enzyme-Based Bug Cleaner. Safely removes bug residue fast, helps neutralize harmful acid residue. Safe to use on all external surfaces. For years and years and years, I've been looking for exactly this right here, and I've never been able to find anything that could actually do what it says. And I'm going to give you an example. If you watch some YouTube videos on this stuff right here, I mean, no, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, all right? This is called Lifter 1 Bug and Tar Remover. You can see I actually got 4 containers of this stuff right here, okay? I bought this stuff because I watched some reviews on YouTube, and people were like, this is great stuff. This is like the best stuff ever made. Let me tell you something. I have tar all over my cars because they keep doing these freaking roads out here. I've got tar all over everything. This does not take tar off of my cars. In the video that I watched, the guy sprayed on, it started melting off. Maybe we use different tar. I don't know, but this did not work for me, this Lifter 1 Bug and Tar Remover. It did not work on bugs, and it did not work on tar, so I wasted my money on all that stuff. I saw another review video about this stuff, which I'd never heard of before, and I'm sure if you're in the detail business, you probably have heard of 3D Pro Series before. I'm not a detailer, so I've never heard of this, and you guys probably haven't either. This stuff, it was a little on the pricey side, but you get this giant container, and the best part is it's a 1-gallon container, but you dilute it 5 or 10 to 1, depending on how strong you want it. I like diluting it to about 5 to 1. I'm a stronger concentration kind of guy. I like max power, you know what I mean? So I went out today, and I'm going to show you guys here in just a second, even though I didn't do it before, but you can see I've got my Chemical Guys spray bottles, which, by the way, Chemical Guys, if you see this video, I've heard great things about Chemical Guys products. So I bought these rather expensive spray bottles. These are dilution bottles. They have the ratios right on the side. So if you want a 5 to 1, 4 to 1, 8 to 1, 10 to 1, you put your product in and you just fill it with water. And I thought, great, man. These things are awesome, except when I went to use one today, it just pours out of the top. Yeah, and I thought, okay, maybe I just got a defective bottle, right? Let's try another one. Just pours out everywhere, wasting product, getting all over my hands. Let's try the third one. Surely the third one's the charm, right? No, it's just pouring out too, wasting product and getting all over my hands. This is pungent stuff, has a bit of a smell to it. Even diluted, it's got a bit of a smell to it. But I am telling you, if you guys find yourself some really good bottles, good spray bottles, this stuff is worth its weight in gold. Okay, we got my handy dandy Amazon Light, which, by the way, guys, if you're interested in the bug cleaner, the 3D bug cleaner, I'm going to put a link to that. If you're interested in this little light that I use year after year after year after year, magnetic light, I'll put this in the description below. I think it's called an Amazon Hot Light, and it's been great to me. And as you can see, it's dark out here, but you put this thing up, and suddenly it's like seriously, it's like daylight out here. Let me go show you the Dodge Charger, my electric Charger. I'm going to do a video on this, I don't know, in the near future, as I've had a lot of people asking about it lately, which is kind of weird and surprising. This car has been forgotten by me and the channel until Nick came down here and saw it, and he's like, do you think I could drive it to school? And I thought about it. I was like, what could possibly go wrong with giving a 17-year-old kid a 670 horsepower all-wheel drive electric car? Nothing could possibly go wrong. I said, yeah, somebody ought to drive it. So I told him, drive it around a little bit, not permanently, and no, his car is not broken down. He loves this car, and everybody at his school loves this car. He went to his coach's house for dinner the other day, and they loved his car. Everybody just loves this car. But here's the thing. You guys may remember I got this car wrapped. And when I got it wrapped, I quit washing it. I got this whole wrap done to give it the Dukes of Hazzard theme. You know what I mean? I've got the flag, the General Lee. I did the whole thing, man, to make this thing look, kind of like a modern day General Lee. And, I got some flack, but mostly people seem to love the car. And I love the color. It just came out great. But I never washed it. Not once since this car got wrapped has it had a bath. So I brought it down here today, and I realized pretty quickly the entire front of this thing. And remember, this is a wrap, guys. This is not paint. Okay, this is vinyl wrap, which means it's more delicate than paint, right? And you can see there's a line here. There's like a seam here, and there are some wrinkles in the wrap. So, overall the wrap is holding up okay, but considering it really hasn't been driven more than about 2,000 miles since the wrap was done, yeah, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned with the wrap kind of folding up in the front, and then there's a giant cut in the wrap right there that goes underneath the G. At first I thought somebody came out and cut it, but that's not what it is, man. You can clearly see, there it is. The cut goes underneath the vinyl G, and it even goes underneath the vinyl E, and it comes out right there at the top. So that's like a defect in the wrap. Now, they offered to fix that. I told them I'm just not worried about it right now. We'll see how it does over time, and we may need to get it corrected or fixed or whatever. But for right now, I'm not worried about it. But what I'm trying to show you is this front end was completely covered in bug guts. Remember, I drove this thing 1,400 miles during the summer in one shot to Terre Haute, Indiana, and I never washed it. This car was just never cleaned by hand. I did spray it a couple times, but I never got the bug guts off. I never actually came out and tried to wash this thing properly. So today, I came out and I hit it with that product, really not expecting that it was going to do a whole lot. And the bugs, after like 3 minutes, they melted off. The windshield melted them. I mean, it was like watching wax melt in the sun. The bugs just became so soft after being baked on for the whole summer. And they just came off. And then something I was not aware of is it looks like Nick had gotten into a lot of tar. As I said, they're doing a lot of road work out here. And I think Nick ran into a bunch of tar. I had tar splattered. You see how far that tire sticks out? Tar was splattered down my whole door. Man, when I saw that today, I was so pissed. Not his fault. It's just, yeah, I was a little pissed. And I sprayed that stuff on to see what would happen, and it melted. Like, it just like with the bugs, it just started melting the tar off. I took the pressure washer. As soon as I hit it, everything came right off. I didn't have to scrub. I didn't have to get a brush on it, a rag, nothing. Like just my pressure washer and the product. And yes, I hit it with a pressure washer first about 10 times trying to get the bugs off. And I could not get the bugs off. So then I hit it with my my pad, my wash bucket with my soft pad. I hit it with that and car wash and everything. I could not get the bugs off either. But you put that product on, melted it right away. Anyway, enough talking. I know you didn't watch this video for that, but I mean, I'm sure that 99% of you watching can't stand bugs, and your cars are probably always covered in bug guts in the summer, and getting them off is extremely difficult. So I am telling you, I'm putting my own reputation on the line here. I'm telling you, that is good stuff. I'll put a link to it directly below the video. And even though it is a little pricey, you're getting a gallon, and it's dilutable from 5 to 10 to 1, depending on how you want to do it. Okay, so back to the 86 Custom Cruiser, the Oldsmobile Delta 88. Let's see, I have not driven this in days, and now it's sold, so let's find out if it'll fire up. Fired right up. Fired right up, man. Of course it did. Of course it did. Let's roll this window down. I'm always worried that a car is going to try to lock itself, so I try to be a little cautious. So I don't know how long it's going to be before they have this car up for sale and ready to go, in case any of you are interested, but I'm sure they will. They were talking about possibly going back with the wood grain vinyl. And I told them that would be awesome. They should do YouTube, man. They should do YouTube. I told them going back with the vinyl would be absolutely amazing because this car originally came with it. And I think it belongs on here. I do. As you can hear, it fired right up. No hesitation, man. And I'm not BSing you. This car has not been started in at least 2 days. Those new headlights have done wonders. Those new headlights have made such a difference because I drove it home 2 or 3 days ago at night, and I didn't even hardly need my brights at all. All right, so I think we're gonna take this into the shop. My goal right now is to, I've got that retro kit installed, and I've got my cans of propane. Why don't we see, let's turn that off. There we go. Why don't we see if we can get the air conditioning going in this car, and then I would like to take it out on a little drive, just kind of a farewell drive. You guys know when I can, I like to do that. I don't always get to. Like, a lot of cars have been sold and left here yesterday, and I did not get to do farewell drives on them. And, oh, update on the 67 Camaro. It's kind of funny, but it's really not. It's really not funny. The guy that bought it texted me, and he said, "Hey, man, how's it going?" He said, "I bought your 67 Camaro." He said, "Is there a trick to getting it to run?" And I'm like, "No. Just turn the keys." Like, "Is there a kill switch or something on it?" And I'm like, "No. It ran and drove just fine." The guy, like yesterday or the day before, came and picked it up. He drove it right onto his truck. Well, it doesn't start today. And this is the kind of stuff I tell you guys about all the time with old cars, man. You know, that car ran and drove fine. It ran and drove fine. It drove out of here 2 days ago. Suddenly, the thing gets picked up by the transporter. It gets there, it doesn't run anymore. And I feel bad for the guy. I told him, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know about my YouTube channel or anything. I told him, I said, "Man, like, even though I lost $5,000 on that car, I really take pride in the things that I sell, even if I lose money on it. You know, sometimes that's, for me, 99% of the time, that's just the name of the game, is losing money. It's just the way it goes. And I still take pride in the stuff I sell, though, man. And I feel bad. I honestly feel bad that this guy bought one of my cars and now it doesn't run. I mean, it is what it is. It's as is, sold on a red light. There's nothing that's going to be done about it. And he got it so cheap. I lost $5,000 on that car. You know, I'm not going to do anything to help, but I did reach out to him. I did tell him, you know what? That car did leave me on the side of the road once. I said, if you look in the trunk, I left it in there for him. I said, if you look in the trunk, there's a rock. I said, one time it left me on the side of the road and I had to climb under it. And I banged on it with a rock, and that's when I saw there was a loose ground wire for the electric fuel pump. I said, make sure I never tighten it. I totally forgot. The car never gave me another problem, so I never thought about it again. I told him, check that fuel pump and make sure that ground wire is tight. And if you need to, take that rock and bang on it, and it'll probably come back to life. We'll see what happens, though, guys. Let's drag out the big light. You may notice some of my tires are missing. I came out here today, made myself $400. I sold 6 tires. I sold all 4 of the 14 Futura GLE Super Sports, and I sold the 2 15-inch Futura GLE Super Sports that I had bought for the 67 Camaro. When I say I made $400, what I really mean is I lost like $250. That's what I actually mean. But, you know, again, it is what it is, guys. Tomorrow, a bunch of my cars are going to be listed for sale. I know I keep talking about it. It is not anything that's open to the public. So, you know, you guys cannot bid on any of this stuff. But we're going to see what happens. I will end up letting you know here real soon after these cars sell what they all sell for. But I have basically everything on the lot. I've decided to just go ahead and let it all go. And, you know, we'll pick up the pieces later. Some of you probably think I'm overreacting. This does not look like it fits very well. I've seen some of your comments. You're like, you should do this, you should do that. And it's like, listen, here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, I have to do what I feel is in the best interest of not just my business, but my family. And I'm worried. I'm really worried. If the dealer's license comes through, great. Here's the thing. I can buy more cars, okay? You guys I see people all the time. They're like, Randy, you'll never find another car like that again. Yes, I will. I'm really good at it. I mean, I am unbelievably good at finding old cars, you know, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like, I can find cars all day long. And the longer I do it, the better I get at it. I still lose money because I'm selling everything through auctions instead of to the public. But if I was selling to the public, guys, I'm telling you, I could make money doing this. I am good at it, and I'm good at taking old, forgotten, abandoned cars and getting them running and driving on the road again, just like this one. This car was something that ran and then die, run, die, and it had been parked since 2018. I got it running in a matter of minutes with a fuel filter, a simple fuel filter. And we found out that the engine has been replaced with a reman unit. Okay, so even though these cars may be kind of rare and you don't see them a lot, trust me when I tell you, I can find cars all day long. And the reason I decided to sell everything off is if this dealer's license does not come through, then my lot will be mostly empty and I don't have to worry about anything. However, if my lot is packed with 20 cars and that dealer's license doesn't come through, I'm going to be stuck with 20 cars that I can't do anything with, and that is a major financial liability that I don't want. So we're gonna do the smart thing and sell the cars, and if everything goes well, we'll buy them back again, you know, once the dealer's license comes through. Okay, let's figure out what we got to do here. I am going to put some thread tape on this. This barely fits, guys. Like this. I'm going to end up putting some thread tape. This is your high side port right here. We're going to put some tape on that. And hopefully it seals. And we're going to put some gauges on it. And if all goes well, we might put some Freon in this thing or propane. And we'll see if we get some air conditioning out of this old car. All right, let's have some fun here because as it turns out, whoa, sorry guys. This piece is quite a bit too long. I need to shave, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch off the bottom of it. And this is all I got right here. So I guess we'll just let's try not to cut our fingers off here, right? Here we go. Ow, jeez. Ah, that is freaking hot. Why didn't I think of that before I started? All right, let's try it again. This time I got vice grips. There we go. And just like that, we have shaved quite a bit off, and hopefully this thing might fit on here a little bit better. We've also got our Teflon tape installed, so let me let this, she's hot. Let me let this cool down for a minute. We'll slap it on and see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. Hopefully this fits a little better than it was before. I don't know, I think it still needs to be shaved down some. We'll see. I don't want to over torque it. It's very, very brittle aluminum. Now let's check this one over here. That's tight. All right. We've got these two on. They both seem to be pretty solid. Let's hook up some gauges and a vacuum pump, and let's see if it'll hold any pressure. Well, she is definitely taking a vacuum, which is a good sign. The downside is I'm not able to use the high side yet again. I ordered another kit and it just doesn't fit. This is a low side port. I thought it was the high side. It's not. This is the low side port. This is the other port that they gave me. This would be a high side port. The problem is there's no way this doesn't work here. This doesn't fit. I need like a specific pair of R134A conversion ports for 80s GM vehicles. That's what I need. If anybody has any idea where they're at, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I desperately need a bunch of them. I need to order like 10 of them so that I always have them here. So the great thing about this R12 stuff, this is according to what everybody's told me. I don't know what this contains. Okay, what I know is that it says on the front that this has a net weight of 4 ounces, and you turn it upside down to charge. That's all it tells me. I've had a lot of you tell me this is nothing more than very expensive propane. I've had a lot of you tell me you could literally take propane from a propane cylinder and you could inject it into this. It's the exact same thing you're doing here, except you're paying $99 for 6 cans. Okay, so 24 ounces of this R12 Magic Freon. The good thing about this propane though is that you can install it into an R12 system and it works. It doesn't hurt anything. It's not going to affect anything. If you tried putting R134 into this, you would end up with what they used to call like the Black Plague of Death. And what that basically was is the oils between R134 and R12 are not compatible at all. They don't mix. They're not, you can't use them together. And once you combine them, it slowly just gums up and destroys the entire system. From what I understand, if you wanted to switch to R134, there are 2 things you'd have to do. One is replace your compressor and replace your dryer. Those 2 things have to be replaced because you have to put new oil in both of those that's compatible with R134. Now, today compressors for this old car are not very expensive. You could replace the entire system on this, including the condenser. You could replace everything on this for next to nothing. And the best part is the evaporator sits right here, just underneath this little lid. These old GMs are so easy to work on. The entire AC system, hoses, lines, compressor, evaporator, dryer, condenser, everything, compressor, it all can be replaced super easy and relatively cheap. Now, we're not going to know for sure if this thing is holding until I shut this thing off and let it sit, which I'm going to do here in just a few minutes. I wanted to run a good vacuum on it first, and we'll give it a couple minutes, probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to make sure it holds a vacuum. And if it does, then I am good. I feel good about putting this in. You know what I didn't check? I didn't check to see if the compressor spins freely. Probably should have. It does. No binding, no grinding. Great. No binding, no grinding, nothing. The compressor clutch feels great, and it's got a really good looking belt on it. So I think we're good, guys. I do. I think this is going to work. Well, I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but she is holding a vacuum very, very nicely. So I think it's going to be fine, guys. Before we get into it, while I let it sit just a little bit longer, I wanted to show you something I just purchased today. These are the coolest things I think I have seen in a long time. Anybody knows what these are? Look at this. Look at this. Take a look at this. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Take a look at these beauties right here in 4K, right? Diamonds. I bought a box full of diamonds. Okay, no, I didn't. These are balance beads, guys. These are, I got these also off Amazon. These are unique truck equipment balancing beads. Tire balancing beads. This is 17.6 pounds of basically glass marbles. And we're going to use it at some point. I don't know when. But the next time I do tires, instead of doing... Here's the problem with these, with weights. There's so many different styles. Like, one weight is not the same for every rim. Like, this weight, I think this is a P. See how it's kind of shaped like a P? This is a P weight. But then you have these over here. These are like S's or something like that. I don't know. There's so many different kinds, and one size does not fit all. You can't just take this weight and put it on every wheel. That's a problem. So what I've started resorting to is a much easier practice of sticky weights. These are great. You just stick them on the inside and on the outside of the wheel. And, well, not the outside, but like the inside, the inner inside, and the outer inside, backside of the wheel. And you can balance them that way. These have worked great. So far, this has worked great. But at the end of the day, I think these might make it a little bit easier if they work. I've heard people say they do. I've heard people say they don't. I don't know, so I want to try it myself, and I'm going to do a video about it for you guys to see if they work. Because if they do, these things will dynamically balance your tires every time you drive. And the thing is on brand new tires, you're going to have a certain set of weights because you've got full tread on your tires. But as you drive 10, 20, 30,000 miles, that tread is going to wear down. Your tires will not be properly balanced anymore, so you have to take them back and get them rebalanced again. No. With balancing beads, these things are supposed to be for the life of your tire. You never have to take your tires in to get them balanced. You still need to rotate them, but you don't have to take them in to get them balanced because these beads will forever dynamically balance your tires based on anything that causes your tires or wheels to be out of balance within reason. The beads use centrifugal force to find the unbalanced portions because, you know, nature likes symmetry, okay? Nature likes balance. And that's basically what these do. These beads will find a spot or spots that are out of whack, that don't have enough weight, and the beads will just migrate there and stay there until you slow down to a relatively slow speed where you wouldn't feel an out of balance tire anyway. And then they just kind of fall. And as soon as you start speeding up again, they find where they need to go and they just kind of stick there and they stay, keeping your tires balanced all the time. Pretty awesome. Okay, let's check. Yeah, it has not leaked a bit. None. I feel very, 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 very good about this. So I'm going to shut this off. And we're going to pull this out. And we're going to start charging this thing up. Well, I saved y'all a bunch of time. Round one did not work because this adapter was leaking like crazy. The one that I had to shave down with my grinder. As it turns out, I did not realize this. Even with all the Teflon tape on there, there is a gasket, a rubber gasket on the inside of this. This adapter is designed to bottom out, and then it seals against the gasket. Because I pulled the valve cores out of both of these, and the only cores left are on these adapters that I've installed. So unfortunately, because this one was not bottoming out, it was leaking. So it didn't work. We grinded it down a whole lot more. Now it bottoms out. It is not leaking. It is holding pressure again. And now we're going to try this for a second time. Come on. There is still a vacuum on this. She held a vacuum. There we go. Now we just open this port. You can hear it sucking it in. wants to be upside down. So we'll just let her do her thing here. And then we'll hope that when this can runs out, we don't end up with a leak spewing it all over the place. I think it's gonna work this time, guys. I got faith, it's gonna work this time. I think it's time to start the car, kick on the air conditioning, and see what happens. Hopefully I didn't just throw away $100 worth of Freon. Air conditioning, max cold fan. We'll see what happens. I didn't hear the compressor clutch kick in yet. No. And she's probably not going to suck down any more fluid either. So what we have to do here, oh, it came on, there it went, there it went. Just need a little motivation. There it is. There it is, and boy, is she sucking it down now. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Compressor's a little noisy. It is a little noisy. Woo, boy, she's smoking up in here real good. Good Lord. Wow. Whew. Let's get some air movement in here. Good night. So the compressor is coming on. It does work. It's probably safe to assume it's probably sucked down most of this can, if not all of it by now. That compressor needs to run for a while, guys. God only knows how many years it's been since the AC has worked in this car. So I'm going to keep adding and adding and adding until we get everything where it's supposed to be, and then hopefully the compressor stays running a little bit longer. And we'll find out if this thing's going to work. All right, let's find out if it's working. The compressor is definitely staying running longer. Oh, we got to check. Ooh, that is cold. Wow. Service engine soon light. Of course, you fix one thing and something else breaks, right? Let's stick this in here and see where the AC ends up. We're already below, what is that? 60. I'd love to see it closer to 40. I'm not sure if we're going to see that though. I'm going to let this thing just kind of run. Make sure the doors are unlocked. You're supposed to have, the test says you're supposed to have the fan on medium. You're supposed to have the windows rolled up and the doors closed. You're supposed to let the AC run. I'm telling you, sitting in here feeling this AC blow, it's nice and cold, guys. Nice and cold. Sucks the check engine lights on. And it doesn't sound like the compressor's running long enough. Honestly, it doesn't. I've only got one can left, and there goes $100 worth of Freon. So the compressor sounds a lot better. You hear that? Oh, I see a leak. Yeah, we have, so minor. Dang it, man. And I have the gasket for it. I do. See, and this is the problem. Actually, maybe I don't. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. One of these would work, but it's actually a single gasket with two of these grommets in it. But you could use these. You could put these on it and it'd work just fine. I wish I had known. Wish I had known these were leaking, because now I've already got my Freon. I've got everything into it. Yeah, I've got everything into it. Oh, the compressor's staying running now. Listen to this. And listen how quiet it got. Actually, it looks like the leak stopped. It looks like the leak has stopped. It's leaking right here. I think it stopped leaking. Who knows if that's going to hold or not. If you were smart, you'd replace those O-rings there. But this is freezing cold. Let's pull out the infrared thermometer. That compressor is staying running. I'm so happy. The AC does work. It does work. So here's proof. Let's see. 58, 64, 59. Let's see what it is here. 74, 72, 66, 65, 56, 53, 52, 56, 55, 56, 57. The compressor's quieted down. I was a little concerned. I was like, that sounds a little bit louder than I'm used to. She's running consistently. The smoke from the car has subsided. Woo! Oh, wow. Yeah. What are we at here? We're at 50. I'd love to see it a little bit colder. I would. I'd like to see it a little bit colder. Of course, the car is idling. Give it a little throttle. Speed up that compressor a little bit. See if it goes down any. Compressor just cycled off. It seems to be holding a steady 50 right now. I'd really love to see it at 40. I'd really love to see it at 40. Yeah, she's holding a consistent 50. It may need just a tad more. It's my last can. Let's go ahead and put it in and we'll see what happens. Well, unfortunately, it has started leaking again. Let me get you guys down in there so you can see it. Yeah, there you go. It is not horrible, considering this whole thing is under pressure and the side that's leaking is the high side. There's a lot of pressure over there, guys. And it's not leaking bad, but it is leaking, which means most likely it's going to lose its charge. I didn't put any stop leak or anything in it, so but we know that it works. It does work. We have the conversion kit on. It just needs a couple of seals and she should be good to go. Nice pressure on the cooling system. Make sure everything is out of here. We're going to take it for a quick spin and let's turn off that light. Let's take it for a quick spin. I can't go far because I got everything opened up here and I'm not going to close it all up. Whew, oh my. Wow, yeah, that's chilly. Let's rev it up and see where this is at. These old air conditioners don't do well just sitting at an idle, especially when they're idling at like 700 RPM. You really got to get these things. You got to get these things up. We are almost to the green, guys. We are almost to the green. We've got to be sitting. Oh, it's approaching 45. 45 is acceptable. There it goes. There it goes. It's on the green. I don't know how well you guys can see this. I know it's going to be blurry. I've got the camera too close. We are in the green. Yeah, we made green. God dang, that is. I got to turn it down. I'm freezing. Like the check engine light just went out on its own too. That's nice. Okay. Well, I knew the air conditioning would work. It sucks that it needs more work, but I mean, seriously, a couple of O-rings is really not that big of a deal. If I had been smart, I would have put those on first because they always leak. Always. Let's take it out. Look at those headlights. You remember when those headlights you couldn't even see? Look at the brights. The lights on this thing work so good now. We're gonna get her out on the road. That AC is freaking free. I'm not even joking. The AC is freezing in this car right now. So there's the dims, which you can clearly see going down the road, and then the brights. Look at that. Those are not LEDs. Those are just old school halogen bulbs, guys. Driving great. We'll take it a few miles so you guys can see that she doesn't chug-a-lug-a-lug and die anymore like she used to. Remember, we're already doing 45. Yeah, we're doing 45. And that air conditioning continues to get colder and colder the faster we go. We've got more air being forced through the condenser, plus the RPMs are up as well. Yeah, the AC in this thing is absolutely ice cold. I'd love to see what that gauge reads now, but I can't be playing with it while we're driving. All right, so let's take a look. We're doing 60. Turn my brights off here. We're doing 60 miles an hour with the AC on max, meaning the air compressor is barely cycling. It is running most of the time right now. In fact, now we're doing 65. All right. Again, I'm not going to go too far. It's not because I'm worried about the car. I've driven this car over 100 miles. I'm not worried about the car at all. My shop is left wide open, and so is my house. And nah. Oh, by the way, I got the cruise control working on this too. Let me see if I can set the cruise with the AC on. That's a first. My foot is off of the accelerator, and cruise control is engaged, and it's holding itself at 60 miles an hour. I'll see if I can turn on the lights. Take a look. Oops, I'm going. See that? You can clearly see my foot is not on the accelerator, and you can clearly see we're still maintaining speed. By the way, the air temperature here is well into the green now. Well into the green. All right, let's focus on driving, guys. 60 miles an hour, cruise control, air conditioning blasting. It's a good day. It's a good day. I hate that we're letting this thing go. I do. I really did love this car. I really enjoy it. But at the same time, we got some new stuff coming in, guys. It's time to get this old stuff that is fixed. Things that are running and driving that really don't need that much more work from us. It's time to go ahead and let them go down the road. Let's bring some new projects in. And let's make some videos. This is going to be hard to show while we're driving. But we are under the green now. Yeah. We have made it, guys. Below 40 degrees. And that is what I was wanting to see. I wanted to see this thing below 40. Can I turn around here? I can. Hold on. By the way, the brakes on this thing, incredible. I think, hopefully there's not a ditch here. There we go. There we go. Woo! Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. I can't believe that the AC is so freaking cold in this car. Yeah, there goes my thermometer. Okay, I'm going to turn the AC off. I'm done. I'm not joking. I'm freezing. I'm absolutely freezing. Off. There we go. I can't do it. Like, the air conditioning of this car is phenomenal. Here we are again. We've made it to the bridge, so we've probably gone a good 2 or 3 miles already. Here we are cruising. 65 miles an hour again, not an issue. No more chug-a-lug-a-lug, no more dying as we're driving down the street. Just some fresh gas and a new fuel filter, man. She's good to go. Let's get this thing back to the house because I'm about to call this video a wrap. And here we are, we made it back into town. Gotta love people driving with their brights on, right? I turned the air conditioning back on. Oh, he turned his brights on right as he was in front of me. Right before he passed me. What an asshole. What an asshole. Okay. Well, we made it back to town. No issues at all. No check engine light or anything. I turned the AC back on. I turned the fan down, though, because I thought it's probably good to let that compressor run as much as possible. It's been so long since the AC's been on in this car. So long since this car has even been on the road. So I thought we probably ought to just let that compressor get some work in. And let's pull into the shop. Let's pop the hood. Let's see where the temperature gauge is at on that air conditioning. And I'm hoping that leak stops on its own, but we all know that's not how that works, guys. It's not how that works. Leaks don't just stop themselves. Crank this up a little bit. It is kind of hard to see here, but oh, dang it. Quit. Hopefully you can see that gauge is into the green, and that's what's important. That's where you want it. Let's pop the hood. Let's see what the compressor sounds like after it's gone on probably about a 6-mile jog with the AC going. Whoa, what a behemoth. Oh my goodness. And my light. Let's see if it's leaking still. Yeah, she's still leaking. Damn it. It ain't bad. I mean, it's not leaking bad, but I mean, a leak is a leak, guys. And unfortunately, that's gonna be a problem. She's ticking right away, though, man. Look at that thing go. It's probably a tad bit louder than I would have liked, but I mean, that's perfectly normal on an old GM. It's not banging around or anything. She's good. She's good, which means we finish another video. Oh, hell no. Turn this off. I am done. Another car, another project is finished. And down the road, it's already paid for, along with the Corvette is already paid for. The Crown Victoria police car, number 30, is already paid for. So these cars are paid for and going down the road, guys. I had fun. They have been an absolute blast to work on. I've enjoyed most of the cars that I've been working on lately, especially this one. I still say I hate to see this one go down the road. This is, yeah, oh well, you know, oh well. On to the next, as they say. There she is. There she was. There she goes. Yeah, with the magic of editing, I could have made the car disappear. It would have been really cool, but honestly, it's too late and I'm too lazy. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of video full of randomness and a little bit of car repair at the same time. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And remember, you need to go check out Mark Bear. I'll put a link to him below. You need to check out that 3D bug remover. I'm telling you, if you have, especially places like Florida where you get those love bugs, this stuff dilutes like crazy and it works super well. If it works on a wrap without staining or damaging the wrap, guys, it's good on paint and clear coat. Absolutely good on paint and clear coat. I am in love with that stuff. I'll put an Amazon link directly below as well. So Mark Bear, go check him out. Go check out Cherokee Auto Group, because they've got some really nice cars. They're actually really remarkable business. Really impressive work they do over there. And the bug stuff will be below as well. Stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.